Good day, everyone. For today's, we're going to tackle the track events or run events, the different kinds of run events. First one is sprint. In sprint, we have short distance, middle distance, and long distance. Next one, we have the hurdle. Next is steeplechase, race walking, and the relay. So let's start tackling our lesson for today. Sprinting or the sprint, we have three types of sprint: the short distance, middle distance, and long distance. Sprinting is running over a short distance at the top of most speed of the body in a limited period of time. It is used in many sports that incorporate running, typically as a way of quickly reaching a target or goal, or avoiding or catching an opponent. Sprint is a short running race in a track and field competition. There are generally three different sprint distances: 100 meter, 100 meters, 200 meters, and 400 meters. The original Olympic event, the station race, was a sprint of around 180 meters. A sprint race starts out with the runners in starting blocks in their line. The official will say, "On your marks." At this point, the racer should be focused on the track, have their feet placed in the blocks, fingers on the ground behind the starting line, hands slightly wider than shoulder width, muscle relaxed. Next, the official will say set. At this point, the runner should get their hips slightly above shoulder level, feet push hard into the blocks, holding their breath and ready to race. Then, there is a bang and the race has started. The runner should exhale and run out of the blocks, not jumping. The initial part of the race, the runner is accelerating to top speed. Once top speed is achieved, the endurance kicks in as runner tries to maintain their speed for the rest of the sprint. Sprinters should remain relaxed while running and move their arms in a straight back and forward motion. They should be focused on their lane and the track at the start and the finish line for the last half of the race or so. Next one is the middle distance. The middle distance races are the 800 meter, the 1500 meters, and the 1 mile long runs. These races require different skills and tactics to win than the sprints. They rely more on endurance and pacing than just pure speed. Also, the runner don't stay in a single lane for the entire race. They started out in staggered, staggered lanes to make the distance the same for each runner. But the race soon becomes open with no lanes and runners must pass pass around each other to gain the lead. Next, we have the long distance. There are three main long distance races: the 3,000 meters, the 5,000 meters, and the 10,000 meters races. These races are similar to the middle distance races, but the emphasis is even more on correct pacing and endurance. Next one is the hurdle. A hurdles race is one in which obstacles are placed at intervals along the track that the runners must jump over on their way the finish line. Typically, hurdle races are the 100 meters and 400 meters for women and 110 meters and 400 meters for men. Timing, footwork, and technique are the key in winning hurdles event. Of course, you will still need to be fast, but jumping the hurdles in stride without much slowing down is how to win in the hurdles. Then the next is the steeplechase. The steeplechase is an obstacles race in athletics, which derives its name from the steeplechase in horse racing. The foremost version of the event is the 3,000 meters steeplechase. The 2,000 meters steeplechase and the next most common distance. During the course of the race, each runner must clear a total of 28 ordinary barriers and 7 water jumps. This, this entails 7 complete laps after starting with a fraction of a lap run without barriers. The water jump is located on the back turn, either inside the inner lane or outside the outer lane. Race walking. Race walking differs from running in that it requires the competitor to maintain contact with the ground at all times and require the leading leg to be straightened as the foot makes contacts with the ground. The Olympics, men compete in 20 kilometers and 50-kilometer race walking events while women participate in 20 kilometers race walk. It must remain straightened until the leg passes under the body. Judges evaluate the technique of race walkers and report fouls which may lead to disqualification. All judging is done by the eye of the judge, and no outside technology is used in making judging decisions. And last, we have the relay. Relay races are where teams of runners compete against each other. There are typically 4 runners and 4 legs to the race. The first runner starts with the baton and runs the first handling up to the second runner. The handoff must typically take place within a given area of the track. The second then hands up to the third and the third to the fourth. The fourth runner runs the final or anchor leg to the finish line. Common relay races are the 4 by 100 meters and the 4 by 400 meters. And that's all our discussion for today. Good day and mabuhay!